I don't know why I get nervous on these things. But
Yeah,
I've only done it like twice.
Oh, yeah.
Good morning and welcome to the hottest show in Texas. What? Misinformed with yours truly, Missy Trantham. Good morning, howdy do. And it's time to talk about something that's super hot, faster than lightning. The real estate market in Dallas and Austin. Because let me tell you guys and gals, it is fast. And it's only January, February. Yeah, we're in February now. Anywho, it's very fast. If you are looking to buy or sell a home, you're really going to want to tune in. And you know what? If you're a realtor, you should check this out too, because I'm putting on some of the masters in the Dallas area so they can tell us a little bit about what in the hell the market is doing, what we can do to get that offer in, and maybe some tips and tricks along the way. You know, we do have a lot of contract changes that are coming up March 1st. Maybe we can talk about that for a little bit. And also maybe some problem-solving techniques that we use for our clients to help get them in the home of their dreams. Let's go ahead and welcome our first, George Herring, one of the best realtors in the DFW area. Good morning, George.
Good morning, Missy. How are you?
I'm doing so good. Thank you so much for joining us on this show. George, I want you to tell us a little bit about who you are and how long you've been in real estate.
Well, George Herring, I'm with Remax Dallas Suburbs. I've been a realtor in the area since 1998. So what that's going on 23 and a half years at this point. So been through a few ups and downs as far as markets go. And like you said, Missy, this market is hot. There's just a lot of activity, not a lot of local people moving around. And we've just got a ton of people relocating from out of state.
Guys, you can see that we have George Herring's website pulled up right here. Something that I've come to notice is a lot of clients are going to look at Zillow for homes. They've always done that. But right now, it is so crucial to be going through the realtor's website because they have the most up-to-date information, like George is here. And George has a very easy website. It's www.georgeherring.com. This is where you should be going when you're looking at homes. Isn't that right, George?
Yes, ma'am.
So if somebody goes to Zillow and they send you a house, 9 times out of 10, what's happening with that house whenever you go to look it up in your database?
Most of the Zillow sites or the homes are not getting updated, on a regular basis. That's the thing about the MLS or my website's tied directly to it. It is current information. Zillow does not. I don't know how their process is as far as updating once the house goes under contract. But I get a lot of calls where my clients are on my search and then they find a house on Zillow and call me about it and come to find out that house already sold. So
and it's just constant heartbreak.
Yeah, it misdirects the people to the wrong spot for sure.
You know, Valentine's is coming up and we love our clients. And so if you are done with the heartbreak, stay off of Zillow and stay on the realtor's website like georgeherring.com.
Absolutely.
Speaking of love, I'd like to go on over there to that other gent you got with you. This is Michael, and Michael is kind of like your muscle, isn't he?
Absolutely.
When it comes to the real estate market.
The money muscle.
Hey, money muscle. Tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been in it, and what you do to help George be successful for his clients.
Well, sure. A little about me first. My name is Michael Shasteen. I'm with Supreme Lending, one of the better known mortgage banking institutions in the DFW area. We are company-wide. We did about $16 billion in loan fundings. The branch that I'm associated with was my regional manager, Brian Phillips, and Bob Comstock. They run a really good branch. We're, I think, the 4th or 5th largest branch within Supreme Lending. We did over $640 million, I believe, in production.
Oh, guacamole.
Yes. We do a lot. I've been in the industry since 1998. I had a branch for 10 years. After that, after the mortgage market collapse, I was a mortgage fraud investigator for a few years, had my underwriter designation. I was a national trainer for Wells Fargo and Chase before I got back in production. And I've been in production ever since. Don't know why I ever left the production side. Really enjoy it. That's kind of my story.
It's kind of like a black hole. It just sucks you back in, huh?
Yes.
So would you say that your team is maybe the elite team whenever it comes to helping realtors with their with getting their clients taken care of and getting those loans in?
Correct. We call ourselves the elite team for a reason. We get a lot of loans done that a lot of lenders can't due to bank overlays. Supreme Lending as a whole is a really great position. We service a lot of our government loans, but we're in we run debt free, for lack of a better term, and we're going to have some problems coming up in the mortgage industry, and a lot of lenders aren't designed for what's coming with the margin calls and things like that. The margin calls were put on hold back in April, and kind of the lenders had a forbearance on the margin calls. And so when let's just say if FHA or somebody does a forbearance loan, now if it's conventional, it doesn't really matter, okay? Because the servicer just isn't collecting the revenue, all right? So if it's Fannie Freddie product, that would be considered conventional. FHA, VA, USDA, government servicing loans through Ginnie Mae, those are the ones that back in April of last year, a lot of lenders are going out because of that. Because when the forbearances came into play, you had one of the largest servicers, they had 80,000 requests in the first day for forbearances. Well, the problem with that is you have, for lack of a better term, the government wants their money. Ginnie Mae says, we don't care if the borrower is not paying. You're the servicer, pay us our money. And that was happening. You had a lot of names that you see on TV that advertise that weren't able to lock loans. So you want a lender that's in a good position to be able to continue servicing your loan, to be able to continue providing services throughout. And, Supreme Lending is that. And the elite team compounds that even more, because we literally look for ways to make sure your loan gets done.
Michael, I have to ask you, I'm sure that George has been listening too. George, don't you agree with me? Have you heard the rumors about there being some kind of buyer incentive coming out with a lender program? Have you heard anything like that?
Different buyer incentives?
I've heard something's in the works, you guys. I've heard it through the grapevine that there's like some kind of buyer incentive that lenders are going to be able to provide to first-time home buyers. I think it's like a $15,000 grant. I just heard this morning. Do y'all know anything about that?
I haven't heard that yet.
This is new information that's coming out. We don't have the full details of it just yet, but there are quite a few of programs that are out there for first-time home buyer programs. If you do, whether you do conventional or FHA or VA, USDA, whatever, there's down payment assistance programs that are through either grants or through bonds. Traditionally, as we all remember from student loans, grants you don't have to pay back. Student loans, you do, bonds you do, right? So whenever you have so when you're looking at them, it's important to know the difference. There's probably about 6 or 8 programs that are out there, and there usually is some stipulations and some income qualifications that you have to use for the bonds and grants, but they are available out there, and so you can literally just do a 100% loan. Even you can do we can only call it 100% FHA. That's not exactly what it is. It's still an FHA loan with the normal down payment, but the DPA will provide up to 5%. So they'll provide the 3.5% down, or they'll and plus another 1.5% for closing costs, which almost gets you to no money out of pocket except for the minor, third party upfront deals.
Yeah, and that's one thing, Missy, that Supreme's got all the different programs out there that you need. That's one of the reasons they're my go-to lender. They have the VA, FHA, like the bond programs Michael's talking about that have been in place, USDA loans for rural properties. And he's even helping me with one of my personal projects where I'm building 14 townhomes up in Burke Burnett near Wichita Falls. He's helping me with the hard money and the commercial loans on that as well. So, you know, Supreme's definitely, they've got a phenomenal office here in McKinney.
Oh, yeah. Well, George, I'm really excited.
There are a lot of jumbos and super jumbos.
Oh.
Can't leave out the rich.
Speaking of rich and getting rich, George, I'm really excited to hear that not only do you help people with their real estate needs, but you're smart enough to jump in real estate yourself with investing. I'm really looking forward to seeing that development unfold. When can we get an ETA on when that's going to be up and ready to go?
Well, we went through the first phase with the city the other night in reference to changing the zoning from single family to townhomes. And now it just has to get the final approval from the city council on the 15th of February. And once we get that green light, then we'll be off to the races, finalizing all the finalizing the final version of the plans, the design of the building, et cetera. We're still going through that, fine tuning all that, because the property is real close to the city hall. So obviously we want to put a nice product next to the city hall that they're proud of, for sure.
Well, that's really exciting. I'm very much looking forward to that. I'd also like to go over our market right now. Mark, would you be kind enough to throw up what the market's doing today in Dallas? I pulled this directly from the MLS. We're just going to take a look at it, and then we can compare it with the Austin market, which is where I'm at, and kind of see what's going on. So here in the Dallas market, you can see as of today, we've got 6 new listings. Nothing is back on market. There is 0 price decrease, no kickouts. We got 3 under contract, nothing contingent. There's 8 pending, sold 2, canceled 3. Gosh, seeing that new listing that's just 6 gives me heart palpitations. They're just not putting anything on.
Yeah,
That's
so
crazy.
far it's that's the challenge we're in, and it's even from a pre-owned standpoint, the market's is insane to where we're writing multiple offers, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 offers, still not getting it. People are going 10, 15, 20, 35,000 over list price to get the home. So that's one of the reasons why my strategy with my clients is to, if I can, and they're willing, we take a look at the new construction opportunities.
How do you hold on to your lender whenever you're going into new construction, George? The incentives that these builders are offering is pushing out our partners, and it makes me feel bad for my lenders. And then because they can't offer those same incentives, and then we get into the situation where it's time to close, and sometimes the deal doesn't go through, and I'm like, well, maybe that lender that was in-house wasn't that good, and now here we are. I mean, what do you do when it starts to get heavy like that?
It's really builder specific. There's a couple builders in the area that have their own financing companies in-house, and their incentives are quite large, and it is hard to, as Michael can attest, sometimes you don't always get to keep the deal, but a lot of times we are able to keep it with Michael. Some of the builders, they just have lenders that they're kind of affiliated with, but it's not part of their company, not a division of their company. And Michael can always match their incentives between interest rates, because builders, lenders, a lot of times they might offer you incentives, but their interest rate's higher. So it's kind of a push and pull when it comes to that. Michael can work his numbers and usually get a better interest rate with some contribution towards their closing costs, like the builders do.
George, do you go round and round with these lenders like I do? I mean, not lenders, home builders like I do. When they offer those incentives and they say, we'll give you $8,000 credit in our design center and $3,000 towards closing, I try to say, you can't just offer that to my clients. You have to, and if they use the lender, you have to, if you're offering it, then we get to keep that incentive and I can still use my lender. Do you ever find, I mean, I'm fighting with him trying to say that because I know that that's something that we should be able to do.
Yeah. Depending on the builder, quite honestly, some of them, when I talk to them about that, not mentioning names, but there's a couple builders that they're very strict about it. Their sales are so strong that they've just refined their process to where it's just so rigid. It's either you take it or you leave it. We have 10 people right behind you that are going to buy the home if you don't want it.
It's supply and demand.
Oh, absolutely. And the new construction's even getting tighter, where I was with one of the builders in the area in Prosper, and they told me that they had over 400 names on the list for the next phase that's opening up. And they're sold out in their current phase. And so they've got a backlog of 3 to 6 months. So even new construction in the hot spots they're just seeing $20,000, $30,000 price increases within a month or two because of the cost of materials going up and land costs when they're getting their lot draws from the developer. So I'm
seeing investors for the first time jumping in and trying to buy new builds. I've never experienced that before. You're a more seasoned agent than I am. I've only been in real estate for 6 years. George has been in it since 1994. Excuse me, 1998.
Michael came in.
Yeah. Oh, how convenient. So I know that you may have experienced it before, but I haven't. I've never seen investors wanting to buy new builds and then put it back on the market.
All the time here in the Dallas market, but the builders are not. They're not real fans of selling a lot of investment homes, just because of the stigma attached to rental properties down the road, as far as absentee owners not taking care of the property, landscaping, et cetera. And so some HOAs are restricting that amount. Some HOAs will not, the builders are not selling to investors. A lot of the Dallas builders will not sell to investors, but they don't object to people turning their property after living in the home for a year or two to a rental property. But a majority of them are capping it about 20 to 25% of the properties in the HOA. And then you literally can't lease your home once that maximum is reached. And you have to register your home with the HOA. They want to see a copy of the lease, and then then you go from there. But yeah, it's definitely getting a lot stricter as far as
yeah. And a lot of that stigma, remember, came from prior to the mortgage market crash, where you had a lot of investors were coming in from some of the coastal states, and they were pulling money from their homes and then taking and trying to buy, coming in and buying rental properties. And, unfortunately, a lot of that, the way they were doing it was not the correct way to do it. And, so that's why, a lot of the HOAs became much stricter in what they were, in the guidelines, because before, it wasn't the Wild Wild West. They still didn't like a lot of the the properties being rentals in their neighborhoods, but they understood it. And now, it's tightened up considerably because of that. And lenders look at that as well.
Oh, really? See, I learned so much talking to you guys. That's why it's so important that we all consult each other as a community, and that's what makes us good realtors. Speaking of more real estate, can we take a peek at what the Austin market is doing right now? Would you throw that up, Mark? So, I made a little typo there. So new listings, we got 45. We got a little bit more than Dallas does right now. If you're in Dallas, that just goes to show you the difference in the market. They have 6 new listings as of today. Austin has 45 new listings as of today. We've got 2 that did price increase, 1 back on the market, 6 active contract, 13 pending, 25 closed, 16 withdrawn. Now, those are who I'm calling next. And then we've got 1 on hold. So if you take a look at the Dallas compared to the Austin market, you can see that there is just such a low supply and demand. I mean, there's just so much supply and demand going on here. That Dallas market is hot.
Yeah, but that's also a little, I'm not, and correct me if I'm wrong, you guys. I'm thinking that, if you move up into the suburbs of Dallas, where the market is much hotter for the DFW area, as you know, you lived in the area, you'll see that the Frisco, Plano, Salina, Prosper, even as long as you're north of the city, you're going to see a much better market.
I do have someone else that I wanted to bring on the show. He's one of my preferred roofers that actually works the entire Metroplex. He's with Top Source Contracting. I know it's important for us to have good vendors that can jump when we need jump, because the biggest problem I have as a realtor is whenever I need that roof done and I have to have it done before closing.
Yeah.
Guys, welcome to the show. I can't hear you, and I don't know sign language, so.
What about now?
Are we good?
Hi, I can hear you. Welcome aboard, guys.
All right,
cool. Give me a quick rundown of who you are and what your company is, and why me and George should be messing with you.
Absolutely. So we're Top Source Contracting. We've spoken before. So our big thing is we like to focus on rubberized roofing systems. We're one of a handful of contractors in DFW that's actually certified with the company that we use for it. Idea being, rubber bounces, things bounce off of it. More than likely, you're going to have to mess with the roof again. And what's hot right now, especially for new buyers, is insurance companies are coming in and giving up to a 30% discount on insurance premiums for a new roof. So it leaves you guys a little bit of room to save your buyer some money, maybe even get a bigger house if they can see some savings on the insurance company, which is more commissions for the realtors. But what's really cool is we actually we're piloting a new program as far as marketing and advertising goes. I've actually brought in Brian, he's our marketing director, and he can speak this language much better than I can. So I was going to go ahead and let him kind of take the wheel real quick and kind of tell you what we're doing.
Yeah, so something that we have really been focusing on as of late is just building out our referral base. So whether that's with real estate agents, insurance agents, and for us, we've realized that particularly realtors, you guys are in a position where you're referring out so much business. You have the loan officer, the contractors, you have the home inspector, all this stuff. So for us, we have tried to formulate a way where if you're going to get us a customer, we want to be able to get you a customer. And we do that with our in-house marketing team. Really a year full of both.
That's spectacular. Let me ask you something. So George and Michael, we were all just sitting here discussing new builds. A lot of times we want to have that pre-inspection done through the process because I don't trust the builders entirely, and I want to make sure my clients get the best deal. So I like to have that inspection process. And you know what I see all the time? Shitty single. Shitty.
It's a hard thing to say.
Shingles. I wasn't trying to cuss. But they are shitty. I see shitty shingles. So can you guys come in during that and give me like an evaluation, or George an evaluation whenever we see those shingles kind of flopping and we know that they're poor quality?
Yeah, absolutely. So, builders, not to speak bad on them, but, they usually buy things by the quantity. So that's pretty typical. And a lot of the times, it's just a few repairs here and there. Insurance companies really aren't going to mess with the new build if it's not, damaged by weather. But, a lot of the times that's just a repair situation. But we are in the process of trying to work with a few builders. They do like our products as far as just putting it on right the first time. So you guys don't have to deal with that whole headache. So go ahead.
Sorry. When it comes to real estate, we are an extension of our referrals. So if I give a bad roofing company or a bad moving company to my clients, then my reputation's shot and I'm not going to get any referrals out of them. And as George can contest, referrals are the heart of our business too. So absolutely. we have to have that.
Absolutely. And, first and foremost, we are a roofing company, and that's where we, built from the ground up. So on Google, we've got nothing but 5-star reviews, Facebook as well. So, and a lot of our clients really like the products that we're using as far as the rubberized shingles go. So, so that we brought that to the market, and that's when, we were trying to decide, there's other roofing companies out there. What else can we bring? Which is where this advertising program came from. So, as far as, go ahead.
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry. But as far as working with agents and, we're trying to help out because our thinking is if you guys bring us a referral, we want to bring you guys a referral as well. So the way that works is, once again, any kind of designs you guys need as far as graphics design or social media campaigns, direct mailers, we do it 100% for free in-house. We've got 2 girls that are heading our marketing department, TCU graduates with graphics design degrees. So they know a little bit more than I do on that stuff. But once again, anybody working with us, the agent wise, they have 100% access to them right now for free as soon as they reach out to us. So
hey, George and Michael, do you guys want to do a mailing campaign and let these boys put it together for you?
Yeah, let's go.
They could share, the lender could share part of the cost with it.
I'm surprised the roofing company has time to do anything but roofing at the moment. It's a pretty good market for you guys.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, no, I mean, really, the thing for us is just kind of finding new ways to help you guys actually, get customers, because a lot of times, especially with real estate right now, with the new Facebook advertising kind of limitations that they've put in there as far as the equal housing goes, things like that. Exactly. So it's made it tough, and just anything that you guys can have at your disposal. And something we actually do to take it a step further. So anything we can do in-house, 100% for free. You guys don't have to do anything for us. You don't have to get us a lead to actually use that or benefit from it. That's just an opportunity for us to build that business relationship. But where it gets more interesting is we'll actually pour money into your ad spend for every job we actually complete. So if you're to get us on a roof and we actually go ahead and convert that roof, we'll take a percentage of that job. We'll run a Facebook ad for you that's heavily targeted. We'll completely redo your website if you'd like. We can do a mailer campaign. Really, the world is yours, and it's just a way for you to monetize all these existing leads that you're already giving away.
That's why you're on the show, because you think of ways to stand out and be leaders in the community, and not just service, but help. So thank you guys very much. I think what you're doing is wonderful, and we could use all the help we can get, because a lot of times as realtors, we're trying to manage so much at once, and we really need to be able to delegate and get that muscle. Like I called Michael George's muscle earlier. You have to have partners that are savvy with the industry and that can do things to help make you flourish. Because when you flourish as a realtor, then everybody else around you is going to do well too, right?
Absolutely. The thing for us, we feel like we kind of have a situation where we're the best of both worlds, because not only do we have on the front end actually helping you guys with the marketing, making sure that you guys are taken care of on that front, but the best quality, the best value that we bring is actually our ability to take care of the customer. So like he mentioned, 5-star reviews, we do the upgraded rubberized shingle for free, all those things to make sure that when you put somebody into a new home that if they do their insurance through escrow, that mortgage is as low as possible, things like that. So it's on the front end and back end as far as the value we bring, helping your customer and helping you.
And I love that you can get a 30% discount on your insurance rates whenever you do something.
I got to be careful. I've gotten yelled at for that before. So yeah, 30%. Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of yelling, Michael, you want to yell?
I got a question. for Top Source. The rubberized shingles. I understand. Obviously, that probably my thought is I would think it helps a lot with the hail that we have in our, in our area. But how does it hold up in the sun? Because rubber deteriorizes and things like that. So I'm aeronautical engineering background, so I'm a curious one. So how does it hold up?
So that's a good question. The reason it actually holds up better in a lot of regards. So the way it's designed, the shingles actually have a 60% better retention rate for the granules, the little rocks, because the nice benefit about rubber is it is made to expand and contract. So when we get hot, cold in Texas, it shifts every day like it's been doing this month. Instead of a typical asphalt shingle where it's going to be loosening the granules when it's doing that, with this, since it's made to kind of bounce around, no pun intended on that, but it'll actually hold the granules in better place, and it makes the shingles last a lot longer.
Good to know. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Very interesting. Guys, if you're interested in reaching out to Top Source Contracting, Mark, can we throw their info on there? Yeah, topsourcetexas.com. You can go check them out and get in contact with these guys, and go ahead and get them to come out there. Here's their website here. You can see. We can go ahead and have them come out there for a free consultation, do an inspection, tell them MissInformed sent you. We'll get you taken care of. Absolutely. And for all of your real estate needs in the DFW, one of my favorite realtors, because he's been in it for so long, he knows what he's doing, and he's seen it all, George Herring. And you can contact George Herring off of his website, www.georgeherring.com. There it is. You can check him out. And then, when you see a good realtor, there's usually a good lender behind him. And that's where Michael Shasteen comes in. And Michael, Elite Team Supreme, because when it comes to all of your lending needs, choose the elite service, right? Because we're going to have somebody that's really good. And he's been in the industry just as long as George has.
Yeah.
Guys.
I would also say that, if you want to go to michaelshasteen.com, that'd be a quicker route to get directly to me.
Perfect. Whoopsie doodle. We got that up there. Okay.
Either way.
Look at us go. We're gonna let's take a gander at it real fast there. I hope all of you guys. Oh, it is not a faster.
You just hit enter again. It'll work.
I believe in you, Mark. Let me see. So we got the one-stop shop on here today. We've got Supreme Lending, where you can go ahead and go on. And whenever, this is my biggest thing. Okay, I have a thing, and I'd like to talk about it. Whenever you're somebody who is looking to buy a home, you go through a lot of heartbreak. We were talking about heartbreak earlier. It's February. We're talking about Valentine's Day. There's a lot of heartbreak whenever you're looking for a home, especially when the market's hot, because you're not getting the ones you need. The thing that you need to do first, the most important thing, is to get pre-approved. So please reach out to Michael Shasteen and get pre-approved before you go out there and start looking, because you're wasting your own time and you're going to break your own heart looking at homes without getting pre-approved. Talk to Michael, get approved. And then if you're in Dallas, George Herring can help you. If you're in Austin, call your girl. And for all your roofing needs across the entire area, we got Top Source Contracting. Okay? Everybody got it? Now, the most important thing moving forward is what you're going to get your special someone for Valentine's Day. So guys, do what my husband's going to do. Buy her a massage. That's what she really wants. I just wanted to make sure, since I've got all this men in the show, I want you guys to know she needs a massage. She's stressed out with your shit. Just go get her a massage, okay?
Understood.
Glad we got that out of the way.
Understood.
Thank you so much for being on the show today. Gentlemen, it's been wonderful. I think we've learned a lot. And we're going to drop your links down below. If you have any questions about roofing, we'll have their contact information. Lending, we'll have Michael's. And again, for all of your real estate needs in the DFW area, George Herring. Thank you for being on the show today. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And let's go sell some real estate.
Sounds good to me.
Fabulous. Bye, guys. Have a great day.
Thank
See ya.
you. Thank you.
Bye.